Okay, and we are live.
ChatGPT just released ChatGPT Agent. So it launched July 17th. So we're actually a few days behind, but I think most people don't have access to it. You have to be on Pro, Plus, or Teams, but they're rolling it out like slowly. So I think whoever has been using it must be like special to open it. Like they have like early access because I've seen some people use it, but I don't have it. I only have the Pro, but then Plus and all that. I think they just released it. They're slowly gonna like roll it out. Um,
Which one do you have? Because I have Plus, which is like the $20 one.
yeah, I have Plus, but you should be able to get it on Plus as well. It's just once they roll it out. But yeah, but so I think this is so cool because it's what we had been talking about, which is just, it's not just another like chat bot. It's going to be the easiest way now for anyone to have like a digital team using AI. So you're basically now having your computer act like a person, like an assistant for you. So like it's going to now allow you to like, hey, plan out my entire schedule, and it's going to ask you like, all right, connect to Gmail calendar, and then you connect it, and then it'll show you it like reading it, signing in, and then it'll plan out your week, or it can now like actually do things, which is why a lot of businesses popped up, which was they were just coding this. Like you use the ChatGPT API, and then you would build out this same like thing, which is like, let me help you automate your Gmail. But now OpenAI is just going to do it natively, which is what a lot of people imagined, and which is why I think it was a race to like, if you wanted to launch this like AI wrapper business, it was like you needed to do it now before this happened, and then we'll see like if a lot of them die out, or maybe some of them have enough traction where it's like it's so niche that like people are just going to keep using it. But I do think this is going to be cool for like the average person to finally, I think, maybe feel what it feels like to be a manager, maybe, or a higher position at your job. Because typically you're so used to you doing all the like work, all the grunt work, all the daily tasks. Like now you're going to experience what it feels like to like just review something. So it's like, if you're in a managerial position, you set out tasks, people give you like, all right, here's the data, here's what you asked me to do, and then you review it, and then you implement just what you need. So now everyone's going to have access to that with an agent, which is what I think is like super cool. And then if you as a business can now automate certain aspects of your business using this, where now it's a lot simpler than, hey, learn how to code, learn how to use APIs, learn how to use some type of like cursor, Claude, ChatGPT has like Codex, Lovable. Like these are still pretty complicated where the average person still can't do that. So I think this is going to allow you to really unlock what we had, or what I have always thought, which would be the game changer, which is, hey, take my entire email, and now every time I get email that comes in, draft this up for me, but base it on my entire 6 years of emails. And so like that is what this is going to start introducing. Hey, book my flight. I want to fly out to Europe next month, and base it on what is the best absolute date to fly, and then check it against my calendar. So like I think now is when you're really gonna get a sense of like what's possible with it.
Okay, so at a high level, dude, you said so many terms that, like, for somebody that's brand new to I don't know what API means. I don't know what some of the terms, like you were saying, codex. At a very high level, so ChatGPT just released their next level of the AI agent, right? That's what this is, which takes over your computer.
So
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 let me just say, like, at the high level, as of now, you ask ChatGPT something, you type it in, and it pops out the answer. You're saying that now this next level of AI is you give it a task, you type in the task, and ChatGPT will take over your computer, go off on the internet, search the web, fill out things, and it can like order stuff, it can book flights for you. So essentially, it's gone from like I just ask it something and it tells, so now it's actually doing something, like if it was a virtual assistant, like a human virtual assistant could do these things.
yeah,
Is that
it's multi-step and autonomous now. So it understands a goal, not just one query. So it'll do multiple
and it'll
steps,
execute the goal
and
for
it'll
you
execute it. Yeah.
without you
Yes.
touching the computer. Like you just tell, like, so right now, right? I'm looking for flights to Lisbon.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
tell, hey, find the best possible. I was literally just doing this. I was looking for prices.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, connecting flights, and the price went up from last night that I was looking. And so like I'm looking for the best one and best combination.
Yeah, it's basically imagine Google Maps. They just gives you directions, and then you have to go and get there. Now it's like this is the car driving. Yeah, so
Man,
it's like it's
game,
huge.
dude. How big is this in the grand scheme of things? Like if you zoom like 5 years into the future, like how big do you think this moment is?
Yeah, I just think like if you've never used a VA or if you've never had a team, it's a huge unlock because it's kind of like what we were saying where you can now with like two, three, four people, run a huge company probably just because you don't need that many people anymore. And so I do think like this is the beginning of what could be the like I like the Dharmesh's take on it, which is you
Yeah, who's Darmesh again? What's his last name?
he's the co-founder of HubSpot, but like AI takes you and just makes you like to the power of 5, 10. Like, but yeah. So basically, um, it's going to just allow one person to do just so much more. And so I do think it's not a. I think yes, things will get replaced, people will get replaced, but I think if you can use it to your advantage, I do think it's gonna help you more than hurt you. But I do think everyone's take of, hey, if you don't quickly adopt AI, it's not even it's not an issue where hey you're gonna lose your job. It's just like technology has always shifted. So if you think of like as work from when work started to now, like how many shifts have happened? You had to go from like things on paper to computer, then from computer to spreadsheets, from spread like so the technology is always shifting. Humans are great at adapting. This is a take I heard somewhere, but humans have never been able to adapt quickly, but we can adapt. So over an extended amount of period of time, we will adapt. The thing with AI and why it's going to be so tricky is that it's changing and moving so fast that technology usually there's a big seismic shift and then it keeps slowly changing and then people adapt like this one every 2 weeks whatever you learned about AI is going to be like false and then it's like whatever you wrote and if you did a course in education on like there's been so many new changes and upgrades and oh that model doesn't work anymore and this is new that if you don't adapt now faster you're going to be really left behind and that's going to be the issue kind of what we talked about like with math where it keeps compounding so the farther you are away from staying current, like the newest question, you just go, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Right.
So
Like it's like if
because
you
it's
miss
moving
one
so
week of
fast.
math class and it's advanced from Monday to Friday, if you weren't there for every single lesson stacking up on each other, by the time it's Friday or next week, you could be totally lost and then from there you just lose it, right? Because you're not keeping up. So okay, so based on that, what's your current strategy to not get left behind?
Yeah, I think it's using it. It's really hard, but this one I think makes it a little bit easier. But it's kind of like if you've ever taken a course or you've wanted to actually learn something new, or even running a business where you can spreadsheet something out, you can read about it, but until you do the physical action of let me do the project that it's talking about, and you physically are like, let me code a snake game, which is like the easiest things to code, you won't really learn anything in a business. Like you can, like we said, oh, here's the TAM, here's the market share I can take, here's how many orders people already order. So if I take this percent, like until you go and just talk to your first customer, you don't really learn much. And you're not learning something. So I do think with this, it's like paying the $20 and starting to use it, which is instead of searching up like what you did, it's just like, hey, just have this take a shot at it first. Hey, I constantly checking the spreadsheet. Let me figure out how to build something with ChatGPT that allows me to just prompt. I need pricing for this item and use this sheet, and it pulls. Like build that. These are simple,
So
basic. So I think the goal is, can you start doing that?
So your strategy is not just reading about it and hearing about it and seeing it on social media feed and on Twitter or X and everything, but actually using the tools, having a hands-on experience with them and just kind of using them and trying to just get started with in that way.
Yeah, yeah, correct. And just like what I've been doing is like here at work, like I've been just noting, hey, I just asked this person to do this task. And then I have some people sending me end of days of like, hey, what I'm just curious, like, what did you do today? And then I just want to see which of those can I pick and go like, all right, let's make this easier for everyone. Like this seems mundane and you're doing this every day. Like let's figure out how to build something for that. And then that's what I'm going to try to do to keep up with using some of these tools.
Okay, so you're using it in your business. You're trying to you're trying to take what you can and apply it directly to your business, which is what it would make sense for you to really try.
Exactly. But I think from that you'll learn so many. So like here's one big problem. We ship a lot of products and we have to make the individual shipping label. But we have to then look at like some products, they don't just ship individually in one box. Some are put together. So someone manually looks at that order. We manually write, hey, these two boxes are together. So the dim is 1210 16. This box is shipping by itself, so it's just 12, 10, 8. Now, someone sits down at the computer, goes into UPS, and makes those two shipping labels. I guarantee you, you can completely automate that, which is here's all the information, and it's like the structures of coding. So you do some kind of like if and or. So if A is telling you to ship this order, which is this order, and it reads you know, here's the things that could be true. Like, the box could ship as 12, 10, 8 because it's just one unit. If it was 2 units, then it would be 12, 10, 16. If it was 3 boxes, it's 12, 10, 24. If it was 4, it's over the weight capacity, so that would ship individually. So you just set up rules, which is that's all code is. It's structured data, and then you're giving it rules for it to then pull and execute that command for you. So this is like a perfect example of how you could use AI to like we spend an hour or two doing these manually every single day. Like here's a great example to test yourself, learn how to use the tools, and build something amazing that like is saving your business 2 hours a day, compounding, you know. So this is a great example.
So based off that, it sounds like it's still pretty. It sounds like you still have to have an understanding of coding in order to be able to do this. Like, how technical is it just to be able to tell the AI agent what?
But I think here's the beauty of like the internet and these tools. One, you get stuck, you literally put, hey, I'm here and I'm stuck, and screenshot it, whatever. It'll literally tell you what to do.
The
Or
AI tool or like whatever you're using.
well, ChatGPT, like all these chatbots, Claude, Grok, all of them like are literally designed to tell you what to do. And then the beauty of the internet is if you go on LinkedIn, how many developers and code and people would be like, oh, here's what you would do. And it would just give you free like literally help you do it. So I think that's the power of the internet.
So if you
And
get stuck on anything, you
yeah,
either ask ChatGPT or you can post it on social.
Twitter, someone, yeah, someone's
And
answering that. Because
apply
for
it.
someone, that's like, if I asked you, hey, Ivo, you know, what's a great, you know, what's a great area of one of these places abroad that you've stayed at? Because I'm looking to work remotely. Like, you know, you're just like, oh, dude, so like that costs me nothing. Like,
Yeah,
I just add
just
it
like
in.
instantly. Lisbon,
Yeah,
da da da.
yeah. So I think it's just, can you get yourself used to jumping into this? And like we said, for everyone, even for me, when I first decided like I need to learn how to code, it was for this exact reason, because it's like a completely different language. But I did see a video about they're asking Sam Altman the question of like, should you learn to code? And he goes, you know, it's crazy how a few years ago I would have absolutely told you like, hey, if I'm 20, what should I be doing? What should I be learning? And he's like, I would have told you like, learn coding and engineering. And now he's like, that's not the correct answer anymore. It's like, learn how to use AI tools and learn how to prompt and communicate in English for what you need, right? So that's a crazy shift, just to think that like
Huge shift.
one of the biggest companies in the AI field is literally telling like, hey, the actual act of coding, you're just not going to need it anymore. But you
Yeah.
do have to understand the basics, the fundamentals, like what I explained, if and that's why it's all just like, if you're smart, like you, I like you understand the
Thank you.
it's that it's not really can you do the task, it's are you at the skill level of I have the mental, or I have the intelligence to understand what the end goal is and how to get there, and if I don't know how to get there, I'll figure it out. And that's what I think a lot of people are just not used to. Like when you're a normal employee, you just go, hey, here's my job description, you just gave me something out of it, so sorry, like what should I do? Which is now with the AI agents, is what I'm saying. It's like it's a collaborator where now it's showing you I'm trying to do this. Error. Okay, let me redo this. Oh, okay, I ran into this issue. Let me fix that. Let me solve for that issue. Okay, I solved that issue. Now I can continue with my like. That's I think is the
Critical
beauty of
think.
it.
It sounds like what you're describing is just working on the critical thinking muscle, which is
Yeah, just
very different.
which is what you use people these things. It's just analysis to now it's execution. Like in a lot of jobs, you go like, I wish I had someone that just executed. Like come to me and just figure it out and do it right. And so yeah, I think this is a game changer.
I think this is going to be really big for people that are good at understanding the big picture of things, but not very good at the really technical things.
Yeah.
So I really think I'm a good demographic for these AI tools that are coming out because I'm not tech savvy. I don't like the technical stuff, right? Like the editing and the little minute details, but I can understand the big picture. So it is going to be fun for me to use the AI agents. Have you tried any AI agents as of now? Like, have you just tried to use one that it does something for you on the internet?
I used agents.com, which is Dharmesh. He's building out like he just connected it to make.com, which make.com is a way to do automations and workflows. And they're just trying to make it easier. So most of these like most of these just connections of I have this and I want this action to be done every time this happens and check it every hour. You know, it does cost money and it's difficult to do. So Zapier, make.com, these are like ways to do that to bridge like I have a Shopify and I have Slack. Every time I get an order, send me a message on Slack that I just got a new order, right? So like that requires a third party application or for you to manually code that as an application for yourself. So these literally do that. Instead of you building your own website, Shopify just gives it to you pre-built and you just do some minor things and boom, you have a website. This is what it's doing for that. The agent thing is kind of now going to take that away. That
Mm.
would be the dream and make it super easy where like what I just told you was my problem. I could prompt that and it just makes them and it makes those connections for me and it creates it and boom, done. Right now you have to say, hey, write that code out for me in Python, then take that Python code of that application, put it into one of these, run it, test it, debug it, host it on a live platform. You know, you have to make it. It's still
So
kind of
it's still very technical.
exactly. So
Like for it's like your average non-tech person, like how the iPhone, right? It's like you could take somebody
yes.
that's never, like you could take a kid or like a grandma, grandpa, and they just don't know how to use it, and just like, hey, look, like this is how you use it. They get it really quickly. We're
Yep.
definitely not there yet.
Yeah, no, but the beauty is that like even if you think of websites, like forever people still need you to make their website. So I do think the beauty, like for someone like us, people that maybe listen to like if you want to build something, it's the best time because think of when you were able to build websites to today, and people still want you to and are paying you to build their website. Now it's just going to be cheaper for you because now you know need to outsource it to 5, 10 people. You're just like I can kind of prompt this because I know enough that I still know that you need this. Uh, you know, for SEO, syntax. I'm going to put in the correct like meta tags for you. So there's still expertise that are needed for like a high level website,
Yeah.
but it's just going to cost you a lot less, and people are still willing to pay for it. So there's so much upside from today to the future using these, which I think is going to be awesome. And yeah, I have yet to really make any. I was going to do Zapier and Make, but again, I was like on their tutorials of like how do I learn this, and I was like, man, this is going to take a lot. This is like everything. It still takes quite a lot of knowledge to even do it, but I could do a basic one. I've had ChatGPT write it all out what I need to do, but I was like, well, I still need to learn their system and their platform, which is what agents remove, which is just instead of having to learn these like if you use all these platforms, you have to be native and learn how to use it. Why? It's like the iPhone. Just give me an icon and I tap it and it works.
Right.
Versus right now, like you have to code it and write it, you know? I think this is moving us towards that world, which is just, you don't need to learn.
It's gonna be invisible,
It's
right?
going to be invisible.
You're just gonna say something, and it's gonna just the
Yeah.
machine is
Which,
gonna just do it for you. You're not gonna
exactly.
type it out. You're not gonna do
Exactly.
anything. Like you're just like,
Yeah. Which is
I
why I think the iPhone
ordered
is good.
Chipotle for lunch right now, right? And I
Yeah.
imagine it's gonna be like the AI voice agent, kind of like a Jarvis, right? Or there might be some little device, which is
No,
what
and
AI is
the
working
funny
on.
thing is it's gonna be an AI to an AI. Like the company Chipotle is just gonna put an AI agent that answers the phone. then your AI is going to
Or not
interact.
even answers the phone. It just takes the orders and
Yeah, well, it's going to interact. Like Apple's newest update was when you get a spam call now, it has its agent, like an agent, answer the phone, figure out what the call's about, then rings to you and gives you a summary. So it's like pretty soon it's just AI to AI.
yeah. Dude, that's
Like we're
really
coding, learning AI. Imagine when you read something online, it was written by AI. You take that, you put it into ChatGPT and say, "Hey AI, summarize this." So it's just everything's just AI, AI, AI to you, and
what's
then you.
bro, have you thought about that? Like what do you think is gonna be left if AI systems and agents and robots and cars are gonna be running kind of like the infrastructure of our current world?
I don't know, because I think that changed. Like I don't know, most things were factories, right? So like, look at the world now without factories. So I think it's just kind of something like that, where I don't think it's going to be a crazy like shift where like, oh my God, we do nothing. But I mean, I do think it's going to be pretty different. But I really don't know what happens.
Say, because if what the AI agents are, right, or just technology in general is like something that you used to have to do and you just no longer have to do it, so it saves you that time. If an AI agent is fundamentally like an employee that works for you forever or like just indefinitely, right? Let's just say like you can now run a business with many AI agents, each doing their own task, like if they were
Yeah,
each an employee. So then that leads me to the conclusion that it's going to be people are just going to go more towards business owner, where like, or you're like retiree where you're like, dude, I'm making money, I have my business, but I don't actually have to do anything. So I get to just kind of focus on the higher level things, which is what do business owners do that have a lot of employees or people that are retired? They play golf, they're traveling, they're working on some new hobby, they're building something that they're just interested in. And overall, in general, right, like we've increasingly had more and more leisure time and time to just work on things that we enjoy as a population, like on a global level, with more abundance and a higher GDP. So I think it's going to be just more of that. We're not going to need to be at the cashier register
yeah,
spending hours a day. Now, like you can go do something else now. And so I think that that's where it's headed to, which is exciting. You just have more time, but there's also the dark side of that, which I think a lot of times, like, you know how I'm usually really interested in, like, dude, what would you do if you just didn't have to work, if you were fully retired? Like, what would you
yeah.
actually do? And the majority of people that I ask, bro, just don't have an answer. Like, nobody's ever even considered, like, what would I actually want to do if I didn't have to do this job or whatever it is that you have to do? And so I think that's going to be the interesting thing is like, are we going to be able to use the freed up time to be able to do something else that creates fulfillment or gives us some sort of feeling of accomplishment, which I imagine a lot of people would lose if they lose their job and now they can't do anything in this new AI world that's, that brings value to the market. So I think there's going to be an interesting, very like internal transition, almost like a spiritual type thing or like a very like inner working almost like therapy that we're going to have to go through just to be able to come to terms with all of that. Thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
and I guess I just don't believe it because I think even if anyone's ran a business, like you wish it just ran, but something always breaks. Like you always need a human to catch mistakes and like code breaks. The scariest thing is you not knowing where a mistake can happen and not having like a check system there.
Mm.
So I do think agents, just like any current company, like you need structures in place for humans to check things. So I think we'll always forever need humans. I think there's some tasks where like yes, maybe you don't, but that's like inevitable. And then I think again, like to me, like I don't know the exact percentages, but if we were to do a pie chart, see, this is where you could use like AI, but like what percentage of, small businesses, I don't care how many have popped up. Because I think there was a study right now. I hate that I can't link it, but they asked like, I think Gen Z or I forgot who, like, what do you consider yourself in terms of like, are you an employee? Are you a business owner? Like, I think 56% said they were content creators.
Mm,
So,
wow.
so it's starting to happen, but I still think like what people never focus on is like what's your how much money are you putting in your pocket a month? Because people can have a wild number like, oh dude, I make $200,000 in sales a month. And then you go, oh, that's actually you're losing $50,000 a month, or $10,000 a month. You know, so like all these people that are like a
Are you
business
talking about
owner,
businesses? Or are you talking about people?
yeah, business people.
Okay. So like somebody that has a business, you're talking about like how much profit are
Oh,
you?
well, you said all these people are gonna like create businesses using AI, or not have to work anymore because of AI.
I think so, yeah, because even if
But that's what I'm saying, that like what percentage of them that are doing that right now don't actually make money. So I think it's a small percentage of people that no matter what, with technology, without technology, are actually even self-sufficient or get there where you don't have to work. I think it's very low.
I think that I hear what you're saying, but I think that fundamentally we're just going to not be needed. Like humans will not be needed at some point because if you think about the current rate of progress, once AI starts fixing and improving itself, that's when I really think it's game over in terms of needing humans, right? So you're saying like you will always need a human to check it. But what if it at the rate that it's going, how long before the IQ of ChatGPT is like 1,000? And no human will be able to even come close to understanding what it needs at that level, right? Like if like Einstein's IQ is like in the ones, if you have something that's 1,000 IQ, it's going to be really hard to really even communicate with it, I think.
But
Or
let's just
understand.
take self-driving cars. Like
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it's really hard to get to that perfect no human needed.
right now, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Like if this is truly exponential and the intelligence of AI is exponential, I think that at some point it's just going to get to a point where it just, okay, the AI is now making the next AI and improving itself. And it doesn't matter how smart you are. Like no human in the world will be able to understand what a 1,000 IQ plus. What if it gets a 10,000 IQ, right? Like thing. I don't think any human would be able to. So that's where I think we're headed. Is like I really do think like AI is just gonna take off. It's like this new life form and like race almost, and it's just gonna go off and do its own thing that we don't even comprehend what it's happening anymore. So that's really scary to a lot of people, but I think that's what's going to happen. So I do think that at some point humans will just not be needed for anything, and we're just going to kind of be like when you retire or like when you're a kid, where the adults take care of whatever they got to do to make things happen and they just kind of provide for you, or when you're retired like you did what you had to do and you go off and enjoy, and like the younger generations are now taking care of things.
But
So
let's
you
just say the average person, but the average person doesn't make enough money to like survive, like based on median wage. So like, how do you end up surviving if like all the
because
jobs that did employ you don't pay you anymore?
because the productivity gains from AI are going to be big enough that without, so the only thing that limits an economy is labor and resources, right? So if you now suddenly start having near to unlimited labor, then the cost of things is going to just drop down to a point where they're almost going to become free and just available to everyone. Like imagine water for us, right? Here in the US. Like, dude, you don't have to think about water whatsoever. You could pretty much like it would be impossible to die from thirst here in the
Hmm.
US, where 100,000 years ago you could very easily die from not having water. So imagine water is now money, or yeah, where it's like it's just there's going to be so much abundance of economic goods and services without a restraint of on labor and productivity that the GDP per person is going to go through the roof to where that's what a social security is for retirement, right? Like you work, your country makes enough money to where now it can actually give you back money, a set fixed amount for as long as you're going to live. And so I think it's going to go to that. Just it's going to happen sooner, and who knows how much it's going to be. But theoretically, that's what should happen. Just the abundance is going to increase and the cost of things are going to go down to where we're going to just have like really like a universal basic income. And Elon has even said it's going to be universal high income because of that just productivity that we just don't even like we can't even fathom what type of abundance that would be at that point. So that's what I think is going to happen.
And so, what does that leave the person? Like, how does that help them?
Well, it's not that it helps them or not. Like, you just don't have to work anymore. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're just going to be freed up to do, like, okay, imagine if you were retired and you didn't have to think or worry about money. Like, what would you want to spend your time doing? And so I think it's going to be a lot more creative projects. I think people are going to pursue a lot more of like their, like, oh, I always wanted to write. I always wanted to travel.
Yeah.
I always wanted to learn how to play the guitar. So I think it's going to go more to that and less of the like boring nitty gritty type work.
So would you almost go like, why even focus on building a business or doing something?
Whoa. No, not right now. Just because I think that's what it's going to get to, but I wouldn't want to, like, I think there's still a number of year gap between that. So I wouldn't want to just leave it up to chance in the meantime. But I'm saying, like, long term, that's where I think it's headed. That's where I think it's headed. So ChatGPT just launched their new ChatGPT agent. It's a major update that allows it to act as a general purpose digital assistant, able to
Let's just share the screen. I think it looks better.
autonomously. So this is Perplexity, and you can get so Perplexity just goes through the internet, finds like all the relevant sources, and then it just kind of summarizes it into one answer for you. So instead of having to look through all of these articles and videos, it just summarizes it here. All right. So OpenAI just launched a new ChatGPT agent. It autonomously completes complex multi-step computer-based tasks for users, and then I asked it to summarize it. And so essentially, it's just going to perform real tasks, not just chatting. ChatGPT agent can now autonomously execute multi-step workflows like researching competitors, building slides, running code, filing forms, shopping online, and summarizing emails, going far beyond answering questions. Unified Powerful VA or virtual assistant, the agent merges operators' website interaction features and deep research's analytic power into a single system, running on its own secure virtual computer with access to web and third-party apps. Live oversight and control, users can watch tasks unfold in real time, step in anytime, approve sensitive actions like purchases or emails, and always remain in control over security and privacy. We'll see about that. Immediate access for subscribers available now for ChatGPT Pro Plus and Team users with enterprise and education accounts gaining access soon. Pro users get up to 400 agent tasks monthly. Others start with 40, expandable via credits. I saw that Europe isn't going to have access at the moment. Built-in safeguards, security is emphasized with features like watch mode, explicit user permission for risky steps, and detection of unsafe interactions to help protect users as this new technology evolves. Cool. So that's pretty much what ChatGPT's agent is, and I'm excited to try it, bro. I'm really excited to just try this.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. I still think I think the average person will continue to not utilize it, but I do think like, man, if you can and figure it out, like I think there's tons of stuff you can probably do.
So much potential, right?
Yeah. But I do think again, it takes so much because you need to understand the technology, you need to implement it. Then like the hardest part for anyone is like, how do you go to market? How do you sell this? How do you?
Yeah.
So I think everyone that watches these goes like, oh, I need to make money off AI and I'm gonna build something. But I think it's a lot of work where I think people think, oh, it should be so easy and just I prompted something, it didn't work. It's like I don't. Yeah.
It's like making content to the world of internet has been
Hmm.
here for how long? How many people still just don't even use it? They have an account and you just watch, you just consume, but you're
Yeah.
not creating when you could be reaching like a third of the world's population. So I think it's going to be like that. But the people that have doubled down on content are now like the most influential, wealthy, powerful people on the planet, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
in
And
this,
that's why people.
that's what's going to happen with AI.
Yeah, and I think that's why they're getting so much money right now is because if the cost of marketing has gone up so high, but you've just gotten a community and you have a following and it's all free, like it's worth the millions of dollars to invest in you because you're going to push that company so far at first. So it's like it's so worth it. And that's why I think it's become so valuable.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So moral
yeah.
of the story is learn how to use the AI tools. Don't fall behind too much. We're going to do our best to just use them for you, or just not for you, but we're going to use them, kind of share our process and journey and just break it down as simply as possible so that no matter where you're at in your AI journey, you can also learn, follow along, and take advantage of this just pivotal moment in time where if you hop on the AI train, you could rise with it. And if you don't, pretty soon it could be just, you'll be so far behind that it could be hard to catch up at some point and take advantage of this incredible technology that is sweeping the world by storm.
Yeah. I still think it helps you more than it hurts you. Like if you consider it, as it's helping you versus you're competing against it. Like I don't want to learn it. I just think I do think technology changes are inevitable, and so it's like if you use it, it can help you so much. It's like
really helps me a lot, bro. And
Yeah,
use it very basically, just to help think and strategy.
I considered it kind of like when we tried QuickBooks, which is it's so frustrating because you're like, I don't have, I need to learn how to use this and put all the things, set it up. The system is weird, but it does help you run your business a lot easier if you were able to input everything correctly. Every invoice that comes in, you send out an invoice, what you got paid, it's an accounts receivable, and then like it's difficult, but if you do that and learn it once, I mean, your business
Yeah.
is so much cleaner for taxes and it's just you're saving yourself so much of a headache, although it's so annoying to have to learn and use it. But
Which
I
is
do.
why, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, no, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, exactly based on what you're saying, it's been really cool right now for me. I'm working with, as I told you, right, my newest client, and I'm just showing her how to use Riverside FM instead of her podcast.
Hmm.
And so it's been really cool just to see her go from I've been stuck on this, trying to learn how to do it for months, and then now when we started working together, like just showing, kind of like just guiding her in the step-by-step process of going through it and being there with her. And so now she practiced her first podcast episode on her own. And now I showed her, we went through like how to export it and how to upload it on YouTube. And now we're gonna go into like chopping it up and being able to send out these clips to different social media platforms. So that's what AI does, but like it's taking what a podcast, which would be really hard just a few years ago,
Dude,
and to create content from it. And now it's just making it so simple that pretty much anybody can learn how to do it if you just want to. And so that's what I'm doing with her. And it's been really fun to see her go through that process. Yeah, brother. If you have anything else, but other than that, I think good to wrap here.
no, no, yeah, no, yeah. I was just gonna say. I mean, Riverside was founded in 2009, and then launched March 2020. So even like, yeah, I mean, I don't know how quickly or when these last tools or features have come out, but yeah, I mean,
These are pretty recent because
I
they're
mean,
used.
this would have been so, yeah, the amount of work you'd have to do to produce this is crazy.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about Riverside FM right now. And I think my passion is going to lie in the intersection between content creation and using AI. Like those two are going to be my whatever. Like that's the sweet spot. So I'm really excited about using it for that.
Yeah, yeah. I think we'll end it here, but I think I have like an idea that I just saw that I think like it's this is to me the power of like AI that like you could build this using it. But I think for this like we're done. That one's just like a random.
Cool.
I don't think it goes with this,
Okay.
but I want to
Sounds
show it to you. Yeah, yeah. All right.
let's wrap, but good stuff, brother. You're in LA right now,
Mm-hmm.
in Austin, and I'm going to check out that flight for Lisbon, bro. I think it's happening.
Yeah, Lisbon. Yeah, yeah. Probably. There's probably a lot of AI stuff going on, anyways. Probably better to meet people.
I think so. Well, it's going to be a good hub for it as well as Austin. But yeah, we'll see what shakes down. All right, brother. Good stuff, man. See
Sick.
you later.
Good stuff, man.
All right. See you, brother.
Peace.